And we're going to reach to the diagonal. Reaching for that peanut butter jar in the back of the cabinet. Very similar to parting the wild horse's mane. Okay, and then just relax the arms, let them float down. Let's raise them up again. Okay, now we're going to make some big inward circles. And one more, and we're going to make some big outward. And one more. Okay. So we're going to start in this 5-part series doing the first 12 movements of the 24 Yang style short form. And I'm just going to call off the movements. Most of you probably already know the movements, but just to kind of review them, might have been a while since we did the 12 movement form. Okay, so the first movement is open the door. And we're going to go through all these movements as much as we can today. So the first one is open the door. Second movement is part the wild horse's mane. Number 3, if you want to write these down, if you haven't already got the sheet on this. Number 3 is the white crane spreading its wings. And number 4 is the brush knee and push. 3 times. And then play the pipa. Number 5 is play the pipa. Number 6 is repulse the monkey. And we do this 6 times, and that's that backward stepping movement. Very similar to the better balance with a little variation. Number 7 is the ward off on the left side and grasp the peacock's tail. Number 8 is the ward off on the right side and grasp the peacock's tail. And then we go into a single whip, that's number 9. And then cloud hands. Number 10, cloud hands 3 times to your left side. And then one more single whip. And number 12 is we end up with high pat the horse. And that's the first 12 movements of the 24 movement form. So let's open the door to begin with. And open the door is very similar to open the door in the better balance form, only we do bend the elbows. So let's go ahead and stand up. Try to readjust the screen. So with your hands at your side and your feet shoulder width apart, I'm going to show my feet here, shoulder width apart. Ah, there they are. Okay, so your hands at your side, step in with your left foot. And I know looking at me on the screen, it might turn out that I'm doing it with my right foot, but it's actually your left foot that you want to bring in and then step to the side. Now, we're going to slowly raise the arms up to shoulder height. Now, bend the elbows. Bend the elbows as you come down and shift your weight over to your left leg. Okay, and we're going to form a ball. Now, my leg. Test your balance and see if you can lift your right foot. Okay, so with that weight on the left leg, we're going to pivot on the right heel. And now also we have the ball. We're carrying the ball on the right side. And we're going to do what's called a, and the bow step is actually just a quarter of a circle step. So when you do that quarter of a circle step, you're just going to shift the weight. I'm going to readjust the screen again. So, and I'm going to face you in a different direction. So as I do that bow step, I'm going to part the wild horse's mane. Okay, and as I do that, I'm shifting the weight forward. I'm going to rock back and pivot on the heel. So it goes to a 45-degree angle. I'm going to form a ball over on the left side. And I'm going to bow step with the right foot. So when you do that bow step, you want your right foot going straight ahead. Okay, now rock back and pivot, 45-degree angle with your right foot. And then we're going to form the ball one more time over on the right side. And we're going to do another bow step over on the left side and part the wild horse's mane. Okay, now I'm going to screen again so you can see my feet. So we ended up parting the wild horse's mane. Now I'm going to do that half step up with my right foot. Be at a 45-degree angle. Got the ball again. So I've got the ball. I'm going to start compressing the ball, making the ball smaller. And the right arm, the wing of the crane, the white crane, is swinging up into the air. And it's going to end up protecting my right forehead. Now I'm going to just adjust the screen again, and we're going to do this again because I know there's a lot going on here. So as I do the white crane, I'm going to bring my hand over to the middle, look at my palm for a second, and as I do that, I'm turning the palm. Now the palm is going to go down, and we're ready for the next movement. So let's start from the very beginning again. Okay, so with our feet shoulder width apart, hands at our side, bring in your left foot. So it's right together with your right foot. Now step to the side with your left foot. So, and you want to have your left foot going straight ahead, just like your right foot. Okay? We're going to open the door. So we're going to slowly raise the arms up, just like we're sitting in the hot tub and they're just floating up to the bend the elbows. Shift your weight over to your left leg, right heel. as we form a ball on the right side. Okay, now we're going to do that bow step. So we're just going to do a half circle with our left foot, and we end up parting the wild horse's mane. Rock back and pivot. Come back to the ball over on the left side. Get my balance here. Bow step one more time to the right. So as we do that bow step, I'm going to show you the foot positions. So here we go. We're going to bow step, rock back and pivot, form the ball on the left side, bow step, rock back and pivot, form the ball on the right side, and one more bow step. 3 times. Let me move back here. Here's the third parting of the wild horse's mane. I'm going to do a half step up with the right foot at a 45-degree angle. As I form the ball, I'm going to start compressing the ball. Now the right arm is going to swing up into the air. I'm going to adjust the screen again. So the right arm is going to swing up into the air, protecting my forehead. I'm going to turn, and as I turn the right palm. Look at your palm for a second before it goes down. Now we're ready for the next movement. Okay, and the next movement is the brush, knee, and push. And let's go back to the bow step for a second. Let me adjust the screen again so we can see my feet. And I'm just going to be stepping forward. So as I do that bow step, it's really just a quarter of a circle. So rather than just stepping straight ahead, it's just a circular motion. We shift the weight forward, rock back, pivot to that 45 degree. Now the right foot is going to come up, do a quarter of a circle, doing the bow step. I'm going to move back a little bit here. So shifting the weight forward, rocking back, pivoting. Adjust the screen again. Okay. Now let's just try this. So it's a quarter of a circle, shift the weight forward, rock back and pivot. Quarter of a circle, shift the weight forward, rock back and pivot on the heel. I wish I had more room here. So here we go. One more time. Just so we can get the hang of this. Okay, so very similar to the better balance as far as shifting the weight, even though the footwork is just the opposite. So let's go from the very beginning again. So have your feet shoulder width apart, your hands at your side, in with your left foot. So shift the weight over to the right leg, bring the left foot in, and then just step to the side with the left foot. Okay, now slowly raise the arms up, just floating up to the shoulder height. Bend the elbow. We're going to shift the weight over to the left leg. As you start to form a ball, pivot on your right heel. Okay, now we're going to do that bow step. So just do that quarter of a circle with your left foot, and we end up parting the wild horse's mane. Rock back and pivot, form the ball on the left side, bow step, part the wild horse's mane on the right side, move back a little bit so we can get the third parting of the wild horse's mane in. Okay. Now we're going to do a half step up with the right foot. As we start the ball, we're going to start compressing the ball, making the ball smaller and smaller. We're going to drop the ball. The right arm's going to swing up into the air to protect my right forehead. And I'm going to turn. As I turn the palm. Look at your palm for a second. It goes down. And now we're ready for the next movement, which is the brush knee and push. So, adjust the screen again. Okay, so we're going to do the brush knee and push. So we ended up in this position. So we're going to do the bow step, we're going to brush across the left knee, push with the right hand, rock back and pivot to that 45-degree angle. Step up. Okay, so we end up looking at our left palm. We're going to bow step, brush across the right knee, push with the left hand. Rock back and pivot. Step up. We're going to look at our right palm one more time. And then do that bow step. And brush across the left knee and push. Okay, so far we've done 4 of the movements. And let's review everything one more time. So we're going to start with our feet shoulder width apart, hands at our side, step in with your left foot, and with the left foot, step back to the left side. Both feet are facing straight ahead. We're going to raise the arms up to show, just like they're floating up. Bend the elbows. We're going to form a ball. And as we start forming the ball, we're going to shift the weight over to the left leg, pivot on the right heel. And we're going to do that bow step. So just do that quarter of a circle. We end up parting. Move back a little bit more. So here we did the first parting of the wild horse's mane. Rock back and pivot on the left heel as we form the ball on the left. Bow step to the right. Part the wild horse's mane on the right side. Rock back and pivot on your right heel as you form the ball. Step up with the left. And we're going to bow step. Part the wild horse's mane one more time on the left side. So here we are. That's the third part, the wild horse's mane. You do a half step up with the right foot and turn in the direction of your right foot. That's at that 45-degree angle. We're going to start forming a ball. I'm going to compress the ball. I'm going to drop the ball, and as we do, the right arm swings up into the air, up, scoot down a little bit to protect my right forehead. Turn, and as I turn the palm. Look at the palm. As it comes down, we're going to go into the brush knee and push. So the brush knee and push is 3 times, just like part the wild horse's mane. So we're going to bow step. I'm going to brush across the left. Push with the right hand, rock back, pivot, step up, look at your left palm, bow step, brush across the right knee, push with the left hand, rock back and pivot, look at your right palm, And bow step one more time, brush, push. Okay, so we've done the parting of the wild horse's mane 3 times. We did the brush knee 3 times. Now we're going to go into play the pipa. Okay, so on that third push, we do a half step up with the right foot, and we end up playing the pipa. And for those of you who might be watching this for the first time, the pipa is a Chinese musical instrument. It's a stringed instrument, and you're actually holding the neck, plucking the strings. Kind of similar to maybe a guitar or a banjo. There's different varieties of the pipa. So we end up playing the pipa. So after that third parting of the third brush, we do that half step up and play the pipa. Okay, so from there, we would go into repulse the monkey. I'm just checking to see how much time we have left here. So, so repulse the monkey. There goes my wife, passing in the background. So the repulse the monkey, that's a backward stepping movement. And from play the pipa, I'm going to, my right arm is going to swing back, look at my palm, bend the elbow, and I'm going to step back with my left foot. So let me just adjust this for a second so you can see my left foot going back. So here I am. I'm going to step back, repulse the monkey. And as I repulse the monkey, I'm going to bend the elbow. I'm going to step back with my left foot at that 45-degree angle. The palms are going to go over each other, but they're not going to touch. And as you do that, you should feel the heat from both palms, and that's the chi energy within you. So as you do that, you're actually pushing your opponent away. So from play the pipa, look at your right palm, bend the elbow, and step back with the left foot over each other. You're going to push your opponent away, turn both palms upward towards the ceiling, look at your left palm. Bend the elbow on the left hand, on the left arm. Step back with the right foot. The palms are going to go over each other. You're going to end up pushing. And there we have it. So it's very, very similar to the better balance. Only we do the repulse the monkey 6 times. So we're kind of running short. I'm not going to be able to get all of the movements in today. But let's go to the very beginning again. And one more time, have your feet shoulder width apart. And bend your knees slightly. Okay, don't lock your legs. Bend the knees. Step in with the left foot. Step to the side. And we'll open the door. Okay, and then step in with your left foot one more time. And do the Tai Chi salute. Make a fist with your right hand. Put the right hand, left hand, extend the fingers. So the fingers are pointing upward. And cover up the little hole in the fist with your left thumb. And we bow to each other. And we say, Pang Yomen Zai Jin. 3 times. Pang Yomen Zai Jin, and Zai Jin. In Mandarin Chinese means goodbye, friends, and hope to see you next week. Thank you.